I think I'm rolling. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. Is this episode? This is episode 34.
34. Good
Carlos Ruiz. Is that the way to say it?
Well, you came close. It's Carlos Rafael Ruiz.
Wow, I got to work on my R's.
You can get that. Let's get you some peanut butter.
Ruiz? Is that how you say it? Ruiz?
Yes.
Everybody calls you Ruiz.
Everybody says Ruiz. It's incorrect.
Well, we're Americans. I mean, you're an American too,
I mean,
but
Puerto Rico is America. Let's not start that lesson.
Okay, I'm going to get you just a little bit closer so I don't have to amplify you later on. No, you can just pull it to you. Relax. You're good. Okay, so Carlos, how do I introduce you? How did we meet? So we have so many things to unpack. We recently done a video together.
Yeah.
You're, can I say it? 3 years sober?
Yes, sir.
So nothing's off the table for me?
Nothing is off the table. Authenticity.
Authenticity. If you have something you really want to, you can look into that camera right there. That's yours. If you want to make impact, yes,
deliver,
I will.
okay.
I'll lead into it.
Puerto Rico is America.
Yes, it is. But we don't have accents like that here. Hold on, that's not fair.
Well, that's not even an accent. You're killing me right now.
Oh, no. That's not fair either because there's plenty of Americans that have accents. It's a melting pot.
We're in the South. When your twang gets going,
there's
something to be said about that.
Yeah, so what would you say? White people don't have much. We don't roll our R's typically.
Not quite as well.
Yeah.
But I would say American, in the South, just imagine rolling your R's with a twang. I mean, there's an accent.
Well, I've recently learned that the Southerners are probably more accurate with their accent. It's when you listen to music and you see how these British people pronounce their words, they sound Southern if you really break it down.
I don't know how Keith Urban has such a different accent when he speaks than when he sings. Yeah. Very weird. Very weird. It makes me think he's faking
people
it.
fake their accent. I like
Bingo.
I don't know how we jump into this real quick, but Thin Lizzy, one of my all-time favorite bands, was a black Irish man in a predominantly white band from Ireland, and their music had that Irish twang, and it never hit. Okay. And they figured out that if he would fake his accent like an American accent, boom, they blew up. The Boys are back in town.
Get out of here.
That's Irish.
Okay. There's a famous Italian singer, I can't think of his name, and he said, I can sell anything as long as people think it's American. So this Italian guy that spoke zero English did an entire song.
Yes.
100% gibberish. And he's just like, a boom, ba bam, bam, ba boom, making up words. And it's a hit.
I've heard it.
It's an absolute hit. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's crazy.
He made up words, but had the pronunciation of, what would you say, American English?
American-ish words.
Yeah.
And he's just
it's actually a pretty good song.
Complete nonsense, and it's the best beat.
Well, I realize that's the way we lip sync. That's the way we sing songs. We don't know what the hell the damn song means half the time. I'm making the words up, and so I keep the lyrics. It's probably a distraction, but because of Apple, I just leave the lyrics playing.
Yeah,
as I'm playing
Spotify
the song.
does the same thing.
Yeah, and so I'm like, oh, I never knew it said that.
Yeah, I'd love to see what the lyrics look like on his song.
Gibberish.
It'll probably say unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
Something
captions unavailable. So that was a good intro. So Carlos and I met in a bar, like I've met, I would say 90% of my guests.
Of our friends.
Yeah.
Garrett.
I live in a bar.
Shout out to Garrett.
Mm-hmm. That's something I want to unpack tonight. Because I've made videos in the past about my relationship with alcohol.
Okay.
And I questioned, should I get new friends? And that's not it. This is my personal issue. But at the same time, I'm always battling. My whole life, I've been drinking since I was about 14, 15 years old, so it's nothing new. And I don't have any intentions of giving it up because I have this ability to say, it's time to pour it down the drain. So if I keep alcohol in the house and I feel like I've just been in too much of a habit, I'll just pour it down the drain, take a month off.
I've seen you do it.
Yeah.
I know that you have.
And I don't want to lose. You got to have some vice. And I really kind of would love to unpack this sober.
Let's
you and I
go back to the friends.
Yeah.
When you said, I've got a lot of friends in a bar, or you need new friends.
Well, I didn't know. I questioned. I made a video about this. Do I need to get new friends? And I made a video for you.
Yeah.
We can unpack. There's a lot to unpack, isn't there? Where do we start?
We've got a
it's been a long time coming.
Pickleball table of alcohol we could go back and forth here.
This has been a long time coming. So for me, 3 years. Both of us have celebrated some version. So I'm pretty much single for 3 years. You've been sober for 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess,
have you been single for 3 years as well?
I love to eat my feelings raw now. That's exactly what it is. Just right here.
Yeah.
Just Hit me. I want to feel all of it.
Hey, well, you know what? Well, what I noticed what you do is, and I thought about it a lot. Can I take 1 second and turn that fan on? Okay. Golly, this is definitely going to be one of those random videos because I don't know where to start.
Should be entertaining, though.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. So this is going to be truly the definition of random thoughts and exploration of ideas. Let me turn this TV off.
Let's,
Where do we want to start?
3 years on both our ends. Let's stay on the bars and alcohol. Let's stay on that.
Okay. I love a bar. I travel the country. I travel Mexico, attempting to meet people because this is why I love a bar. There's so much philosophy for me behind a bar because I can be all alone and surrounded by so many people at the exact same time at a bar. I can put my AirPods in and nobody talks to me. And I love the energy of a good bar that has a good bartender because I would say the vast majority of my friends, oldest friends, are all bartenders. Amazing friends of mine. And what is it about a bar? Like I still watch Cheers to this day when I want to feel good.
I mean, that's a classic. You can't get away from Cheers.
I love the jingle.
You know.
Yeah, I love these friendships.
I mean, pretty much everywhere we go, everybody knows our name.
You're exactly right.
Now, whether that's infamy or love, maybe a little of both, depending on the time of our lives, the season.
I like to believe that it's love. But I like to believe that I've made good choices even when I was hammered.
For the most part. Yeah, I think we can.
I've had to make a few apologies in my life.
Apologies? Can I cuss on this?
Yeah.
Apologies, I think, are best when you own your own shit. But you've always been better at that than me.
Well, I had to apologize the other day. And I said, I don't want to apologize unless I can make a commitment to not repeat this. So let me identify what I've done and make a conscious commitment that I can do better from this point on. And it was an apology in my form of communication with my son and his girlfriend.
Very self-aware.
Yeah, I mean, I have one role in life, and that is to self-overcome, to become a better version of myself, identify the mistakes that I've made. But I tell people all the time, you have a responsibility to speak up. People don't know the mistakes they're making until the people that have been affected by those mistakes, they have to bring it to your attention. We'll go through life just running over people if they don't say, hey, you know what? You really hurt my feelings. And I thought, really? Because I realize the way I speak is harsh, and I don't even mean to.
Well, you get going. That's why I kind of call you the mad scientist. Because your brain's like, you're playing 3D chess in your head. But you're the only one that can see that game going on. I know it's being played, and I know I'm too dumb to jump in.
No, you're not.
I'll stick to my checkers. It's fine. But
you could probably beat me in checkers.
That's the only one. But it's funny that you talk about, I get what you mean about being in a bar and being surrounded and both feeling alone and having friends around you. Oh, yeah. That could go either way, though. You could feel that could be a negative or a positive, depending on where you're at.
That's an interesting thing. See, I never feel alone, but sometimes I want to be alone. Okay. But at the same time, so I'm always alone. Okay. So I have me and my dog and I, Danny Creed. And she pretty much does it for me. But at the same time, I understand the importance of human connection. And that's what I look at a bar as a pub, which means public. It's a public place to discuss ideas. And that's what I do in a bar. I have people from my past that thought that I lived into bars to pick up girls. And it's just not the truth. I can't think of a time that I've ever picked up a girl from a bar. Man, it would have been 20 years ago. 20-something years ago, because I just don't. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the idea of it, but it just never works out that way.
It's a romantic idea. It's romanticized.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's a manly place to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I meet a lot of people at bars, but if I get a phone number, that's it. I would never take a girl from a bar home and sleep with her. When I was young, yes, that was the goal. But then you develop standards and you have values, and you're just like, you know what? I kind of feel like shit even considering it. So for me personally, and I'm not judging anybody out there, good on you. It's to each their own. Right, you know what I mean? Right. You have to live by your standards and your values, and I'm not here to judge anybody. But for me, my youth, that was my youth. And then I got married and had kids, and I just see it differently. And I thought, I just don't want to deal with that. So
that's fair.
But I love the idea of it. I love the idea of meeting someone. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. But
that's what all the cool guys do in the movies.
Yeah. Ultimately, I just make friends. I make friends. I literally got a text message this week from a girl that I met 3 years ago in Mexico. I haven't heard from in 3 years. Found me on Facebook. Sophie, if you see this, good to see you. And she's like, when are you coming back to Cabo? I'm like, just a friend, just a girl I met walking down the street. I meet people like this all the time. It's just crazy to me that the experience that I had with her stuck with her, that 3 years later, she finds me on Facebook and says hello. And it was crazy. Well, by the way, a white Mexican girl with blonde hair. You don't see that much.
Spaniard influence. Go to Mexico City, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
Blonde, green eyes,
beautiful
blue eyes,
blonde.
tall.
It's crazy.
You know, just like Puerto Ricans, we come in all shades. My dad looked like a white guy.
Really?
Green eyes, blonde hair at one point, tall, striking man. Yeah. My mom's dark. I came out right in the middle. Even though I told my dad if he would have given me green eyes with my complexion, I wouldn't have had to grow a personality. But, you know, we all have our burdens to bear.
That's a topic right there.
Woo.
Man, developing a personality, growing a personality.
But, wait. Let me bring you back to the travel because I only have one experience like yours. Maybe more, but... You travel way much more than most people, you know, not all who wander are lost type thing. That's so I'm in Orlando at the Universal Walk, City Walk or something like that. There's tons of bars. It's more adult. There's less rides and more restaurants and bars and stuff like that in Orlando. I think it's called City Walk. No.
Is it part of that?
No, it's Universal. This is part of Universal.
Oh, I've been to Universal, but I don't remember that.
But City Walk is like, I'm almost sure it's that. Anyway, so I meet these people in a bar, and they're just talking to me like, oh, I love your complexion. I love this. It turns out they fell in love with the fact that I was from Nashville. And because we're all from Nashville, right? It doesn't matter where you are around here.
Yeah.
And they belong to a group called the Scottish Country Mafia. And they're from Scotland. And I met them, we traded Facebooks, and we talk till this day. Anytime I go to a country concert, I text message them, I shoot them some photos. They added me to this private group in their town because apparently in Scotland, country is out of control. These people are buying cowboy hats and boots, and they're doing everything that the tourists do in Nashville. But they travel internationally for country music.
Why haven't we booked a trip to Scotland?
Well, because I don't drink scotch anymore or whiskey.
You don't have
any
to.
Of it. No, I'm just teasing.
Yeah, we don't have to.
I mean, I would love to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, good grief. I think my obsession with travel is new experiences, but more importantly, new people.
New people.
Getting to know people is, God, it's my love language, and it's not a romantic thing. I do sometimes dream like, God, she's out there somewhere. Because she ain't in Murfreesboro or Coffee County, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not giving up on all that.
You know, you remember the movie A Bronx Tale?
No.
Oh, one of the best movies ever. Go watch A Bronx Tale if you've never seen it. Okay. And the mafia boss, Sonny, tells this kid, Calogero, they call him C, and he goes, you get 3 great ones in life. And if they pass you by, they pass you by. You may have some romance. You may have some fiery interactions, but you only get 3 great ones. Are you going to grab that first one? Are you a knucklehead that has to find all 3, or are you going to let them all pass you by? God, and that kind of stuck in my head. I don't know. I'm not going to say where I'm at, but
I've let a couple good ones get by me.
I have too,
because I was scared. I was scared of rejection, and this girl chose me. You know how girls give choosing signals?
Yeah.
They'll orbit you. Like this girl, I'm embarrassed to tell this story. I'm so embarrassed to tell this story. I don't think I should tell it because I got nervous. I got nervous because I was so intrigued by her. I nailed it. Like the opener, I nailed the opener. Should I tell you?
Hit me.
Okay.
The world.
You know, I've talked and smiled to so many girls, and I have this way that I can just, as long as it's a surprise, I can navigate any situation. Public speaking, as long as you don't prepare me beforehand, I can speak to anybody. I just don't like it. I have an innate ability to talk myself out of great things because I have imposter syndrome. I do. I can convince myself that I'm not worthy very easily. So I do my best to not listen to myself or to even have a conversation with myself when it's the potential for something good. I try to shut it down and breathe. But before I learned all these techniques, I was a bit younger. I'm walking through a bar, And it's a crowded place, and I do this spin, and this girl's right in front of me, and I have this moment with her, and I make a joke, and then I do the spin, and I go away. And she just loved it for some reason. And I'm hanging out with a couple friends, 2 females. It's one of them's birthday, and I knew she liked me, but I was just a friend, you know what I mean? And I had somehow convinced myself I didn't want to be rude. Well, this girl that I had, made a connection with was absolutely beautiful and appropriate for me. Not like out of my league, but just like something in the energy between us was like clicked. I loved the experience, her laugh, the way she received my joke. I don't remember what it was. And she was like, I like this guy. But I didn't know until I look over and she's standing right next to me. 20 minutes later, she like stood next to me and I got nervous. And then she's like just chilling there and I'm standing, my friends are in front of me and I'm thinking, oh shoot, I didn't expect this. I'm here with my friend and I don't want to be rude. And somehow or another, I'm going back and forth with myself. Do I talk to the girl? It's loud. There's a band. And she eventually, I feel her arm touching my arm. And I'm already like, I've second guessed myself. She literally puts her beer. I got my arms like this. I'm holding the beer like this. I always stand like this with my beer. She puts her beer in the crack of my arm. I like it. And I'm frozen. I'm frozen. I've waited so long that, I mean, you would be shocked by me telling this story. Most people are like, I can't believe that.
I'm having a hard time
I panicked.
picturing it.
I panicked, and she eventually took her beer and walked the hell away. And I convinced myself that, I was doing the right thing because I'm here with my friend. And you said there's 3 moments. I think that was one of them. And
If it sticks out that prominently. And where's your wingman
you know what
during
I
all
thought?
this, man?
I thought, I'm in Nashville. None of these girls are from Nashville. Don't get your hopes up. I'm like racing these thoughts, convincing myself of what a bad idea this is. You're going to get your heart broke. This girl, I was like drawn to this girl. So much so that I chickened out. It's pretty embarrassing.
Was this before you met me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I would have wingmanned you right into that woman.
I'm a pretty good wingman. I wingman my buddy right into a woman, and he talked his way right out of it just the other night.
Well, you can lead a horse to water.
God. I walked back up and I said, buddy, she doesn't want to talk. She wants to dance. And the poor guy's so nice that he just couldn't believe it. I guess. I don't know. If you see this, I apologize. I'm not calling you out by name, but literally I pushed him and then he come and found me and goes, bro, you just disappeared. I'm like, yeah, you had an opportunity there.
The art of talking to another human being is being lost. With social media, with phones, it's like, hey, can I text you? Hey, here's my Instagram. Hey, how can I put something in between our personal interaction?
You know what I heard him say to her? He said, I think you already heard. He made the assumption or something like he presumed she was with someone else. And I was like, in my mind, I didn't get a chance to tell him this. When I see him next time, I'll be like, it doesn't matter. It's practice. It's an opportunity. Yeah. Like, maybe she just wanted to dance. It's an opportunity to overcome that fear. I'm one to speak.
Just dance with someone and not have, ulterior motives.
He talked her out of it.
Well, it happens.
Trying to get to know her when it's a loud band and there's it's not the time.
No.
I'm obviously not one to give advice. You just hear the story that but I think it's important we talk about our failures because I know that we've all had these moments we regret them. And I kind of made commitments from that day forward. It's like, nope.
Never
if
doing
I
that
make
again.
eye contact, if I get a choosing signal, here I come.
Let me say
here
hello.
I come.
And you're not a shy man, which is why this is so surprising.
I am shy. I'm a natural introvert. I've worked hard to
You're
develop this.
Introvert, extrovert.
Yeah, I am.
I am. It just depends if the hair's laid down flat or if you're in mad scientist mode, man.
Most people think I'm some wild extrovert, but the reality is that's a lot of alcohol.
It's
Without the alcohol,
lubricant.
It is that's what I've heard you say. Without alcohol, I've got to be something has to. I don't like to go out. I feel like I would not go around people without alcohol. Where other people are drinking.
That's very normal, and it took me well over a year into my sobriety to even be able to walk into a bar, to trust myself, to know that I was capable of doing it. Why do I go to restaurants and sit at bars other than hanging out with you? Because I miss the bullshitting. Yeah. I miss the talking trash with your bartender, talking with your buddy. We've had some deep conversations and some absolute nonsense where with your AI, we created the name of a drink with Taylor. Shout out Taylor. And we've had great times, but it took a long time for me to be able to find authentic Carlos. And I thought I was boring for like 6 months, man.
Yeah.
Remember, I think I told you that. I was like, I'd go to dinner with friends that loved me genuinely, and I would apologize at dinner for being boring because I thought I needed it. And then eventually, that becomes depressing and you don't want to go out, and they invite you, but you come up with an excuse. And then when it starts clicking, I thought I forgot how to dance. I am a Latin man, born in Puerto Rico, brother. And I forgot how to dance. It was all mental.
Yeah.
And then once you don't need the social lubricant anymore and you find it within yourself, I mean, here we are. I'm still as crazy as ever. I have a good time. I go out. You've been out with me. We hang out. And I have zero desire for that. Not judging anybody who does, as long as you're in control. And if you're not, please get help.
That's if you're lucky enough to get on his calendar, which I would like to talk about. You have substituted the alcohol, and I've thought about this.
Okay.
I thought, man, he stays busy. How recovered is he? Not that I'm questioning anything.
No, that's
I'm
fair.
just wondering, and I thought, no, that's what he's doing. He's occupying his time because he should be productive, right? He should be active. This is, what are you going to do? Sit around and be bored? No, you fulfill your days with gym on top of other gyms. Like you're the most involved, connected human being I know. Everywhere I'm with you, people walk. I thought I was pretty popular until I hung around you.
No.
And it is incredible how many people you actually are networked with in your social life. You keep yourself very active, and I think that's a good thing.
Idle
right?
hands, right? Idle hands, idle minds.
Yeah.
Addicts of any kind are going to replace their vice with another addiction because
I did.
We are addictive personalities,
I was addicted to nicotine. I quit nicotine. Yeah. My alcohol doubled because I think we
always
have to have a
replacement.
vice. Yeah, I think you have to have a vice.
At this point, I joined so many gyms, by the way, because I eat very well.
Yeah.
So it's so that I'm not 300 pounds.
Yeah. Well, I would have to start another business to live your lifestyle. You're so active. I think about how expensive it is for me, and I think about the hobbies that you have, and I think, God, that guy makes good money.
My most expensive hobby is Harley Davidson, which HD $100.
Yeah,
because you can't get out of there. But it's therapy, and at least now I have something to show for it, rather than dropping $400 on a bar tab.
Yeah.
Or get everybody rounds. You got to work.
You were
hard.
bad about that, just so you know.
Well, or good about it.
No, it's terrible. See, I don't let people buy me shots. I don't know if you realize that. I keep it quiet. I have no problem getting a buzz. I don't need any help. I can get a buzz, and I'm right there. I'm one drink away from being drunk. And in one shot, I don't want to do. So my friend Garrett's the devil, I tell people, because he likes to.
Square.
He's better now. He doesn't do it anymore. But I used to have to communicate with my bartender. Hey, if this guy buys a drink for me, no.
I remember that.
And he would
tell Taylor that.
Yes, and golly, got me in trouble. Not his fault. My fault. I didn't have the willpower to reject it. Once it's there, if I'm drinking beer, I drink really fast. And then you put a mug of Jameson in front of me, the speed is not changing. I will drink it just as fast as I would a beer. So I can drink one or the other. I should never mix.
Nobody should.
For me.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't do shots.
I mean, I do the same thing with NA beers now. There's local places, non-alcoholic beers or de-alcoholized wine, which isn't for everyone in recovery. Some people don't believe in it at all. They think that that's a gateway to another beer. I like the taste on a hot summer day. And, over at Firebirds, they got me Heineken Zeros. They do non-alcoholic, mocktails for me.
Yep.
And I pound those things like anything else. But it's here and there. I'm not there for that. I'm there for the social interaction. I'm there for the joking, the smoking and joking.
Honestly, I think having the drink, too, makes it more comfortable for the people that you're around. For me, when I'm not drinking, I will do the non-alcoholic when I'm taking 30 days off. I don't like them because there's so much sugar in them, but I love the flavors. But at the same time, it keeps people from bugging me. I don't want anyone asking me questions about, why are you drinking that? I don't want to explain myself. It's none of your business is why I drink it, but it makes it easier.
Psychologically, it messes with people.
I know.
Because
if they see you drinking water, I almost get uncomfortable. Like sometimes I think, golly, I know you. And I still have this like apprehension to want to hang out with you because I don't want to be a bad influence. And I remember in your story that you had said you lost a lot of friends. I don't know that you were abandoned. I think that I think a lot of people may have not wanted to contribute or to be a bad influence.
In the beginning, I can understand that. 3 years in, there's a little, that I'm pretty sure I'm set on this path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll respect the people that tell me to my face. I've had some friends, a ton of people, I don't want to be a bad influence on you. I had one person, the very first person that said to me, Carlos, I don't hang out with you because you were nuts and you were fun and you did all this. So if you could stop, anybody could stop. Anytime I'm around you, it reminds me of the fact that I could stop and I don't want to stop drinking. So I feel bad.
That's true.
And you know what I did?
way.
I hugged this person. I said, I respect you because you had, you were frank. You told me, you had the cojones to tell me to my face, man. Yep. Other people just kind of into the ether.
Yeah,
just be who you are. I'm the last person that could judge with all the crazy crap I've done. And I'm not there to judge you. Now, as you know, we used to be the shit show. And when you're not drinking anymore, the shit show is not quite as appealing. And your tolerance for it kind of goes down some. So now I just, do the Homer Simpson into the bushes. If things are getting a little too wild, exit and say, hey, you guys need a ride home. I'll come get you, but I'm not hanging around for this,
I dip. I'm the Irish goodbye guy. I saw pictures of you and I sitting on a sidewalk in Nashville with our $400 Uber ride. We look shit-faced.
Yeah. That was what, Garth Brooks?
Yeah.
That was Bill Shaw.
I had two
Garrett,
broken arms. I had two broken arms. I had two casts. Oh, my goodness.
That was a good time.
Yeah, that was a great time. And I'm reflecting on what you're saying. Yeah, I've reached out to you multiple times, like my battle, because I think you're a lot like me. I think you and I are a lot alike. I don't think either one of us were addicted to alcohol. I think we used it as a tool, as a medicine, as something to fill a void, distract us. Because how can you take a month off and not miss it? I'm not addicted to the substance. But I realize my problem is that I can't start too early, number one. Number two, I don't mix anything. And I've gotten pretty darn good at shutting it down at a decent time. But once I go past a certain threshold, and see if you can relate to me, it's a shit show.
I don't have an off switch. And it took me a very long time to admit it.
You had to quit.
I had to quit. Well, if there's no moderation, it's elimination.
Yeah.
Period. And
if
most
you can't
people don't have
moderate,
it.
you have to eliminate.
And I just didn't have it. When the party started, let's go.
Well, do you have a kill switch? Like once you stop, there's a chemical thing that happens. The first drink I get, I go from being super tired. Like I could walk in a bar and they'll be like, I was like, I'm tired. Give me a beer, I'll wake up. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, it wakes me up. Like I get ramped. But then once I stop, after about an hour, I'm asleep.
No, my kill switch was different. I would go hard in the paint, and my buddy Mac will attest to this because he would just be like, where's Carlos? Like he just left. Like he's just, you were there 1 second and I was gone.
That's me.
And I would just turn this corner where my brain would say, hey man, you're hammered, get home. And I would just disappear because I had nothing else in my brain, but I need to be home. Even if that meant driving home, getting home, which way. I mean,
yeah,
I've done it all.
We've all done it.
We've all done it, but I would just flip that switch. Now that could be, I started early and it took me all the way till 1 o'clock in the morning Friday, or the party started Friday and that kill switch didn't hit till Saturday. Or
really?
Oh yeah, we kept the party going.
No, I'm probably good for 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours. Just depends on the energy.
No.
Now
the older you get, obviously, the harder that is to do.
The only reason is that I've learned to moderate it to a point that I don't like ruining a day. Like I got so depressed thinking I have just ruined. Now I've woke up the next day and felt amazing. Thought I can't believe how good I feel, and then I realized I was drunk until noon.
Yeah, because you've got lingering effects going.
Yeah,
there,
and then like, why do I feel like it's the hungover that kicked in at noon? Yeah. And I thought, okay, I've just ruined. So I've learned to manage that. That's not really the issue anymore. And I talk to my kids about it. Like I am not secretive.
Yeah, you're very open with your kids.
Yeah, my kids don't drink at all. They don't even enjoy it. But I think it's because I've been so open and honest with them about it.
But their generation is less likely. They're all about their health. They're like, well, that's poison. Why would I do that?
I don't know if that's
alcohol doesn't make sense to them.
It's
now,
culturally it's
weed
for me.
Or this, that, or the other, sure. But more people are going away from alcohol. It's just
not
longevity,
here.
man.
Nashville is like number one on the list for the most growth in alcohol sales.
But we also have incredible growth in non-alcoholic de-alcoholized
Really?
and well, now there's that government decision, but those drinks with, seltzers with THC in them and all that. Yeah. I mean, there's good Lord, I always
all kinds
mess
of
this
substitutes.
Up. But there's full liquor stores that do nothing but sell THC, de-alcoholized
So there's
wine.
a transition happening.
There's a transition, and there's a country store, I believe, that's opening a bar downtown that's alcohol free. Yes, sir.
I give it 3 months.
I guarantee you it'll hit.
You think
because
so?
So many people want to go out without the drama. So many people are turning to a healthier lifestyle or alternative, California sober, which is no booze, no hard drugs, but gummies, seltzers, edibles, whatever.
See, I can't.
That's California sober.
See, for me, I can't do those. It's just not good. I feel completely grounded with alcohol. I feel rock solid. My mind is clear. I have that weird genetic thing where like 1% of the population has this genetic, I don't know what it is, this gene that you're better on alcohol. I'm better. I'm just am in every way. I can't help it.
I mean, I think a little bit of that is
that's true.
You've convinced yourself
No,
of it.
it's true.
So it's true.
Now, I won't ride a motorcycle with alcohol.
Please don't.
You know what I mean? I don't drink and drive or any of those things, but I don't mind having a few drinks for dinner and driving home. Everybody does that. I'm not worried about that. Or maybe a few too many drinks. But should you publicly say those things?
He drives a brown minivan. Yeah, it's got soccer mom stickers on it.
I'm glad it's not a white van. I think I'm just saying the thing out loud that most of us have experienced.
We've all done it. I should have
we're
been
all criminals.
stopped
We just
haven't all
been caught.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's the way I look at it.
That's true.
What else was we thinking about there? I distracted myself. I don't want the whole podcast to be about alcohol, but it is.
But it's a big subject in our time, man. And I mean, for me, it's kind of been at the center of my life. I mean, I've been thriving since.
Wow.
Since
everyone that does give it up really thrives.
I mean, better relationships with the people I still have relationships with. There was a lot of. I did everything. I did the military program. I did the Rutherford County Veterans Treatment Court. I did AA at the same time with my sponsor. Thank God that my sponsor was a really good friend for a long time. Now I look at him like family. I've been adopted into his family. His kids, I'm Unc, and hell, his in-laws. I'm I'm his mother-in-law's Puerto Rican boyfriend, which at his daughter's wedding, she introduced me to her ex-husband as her Puerto Rican boyfriend, which is coming a long way from saying I was her gardener. Yeah. But but in all honesty, everything has blossomed. Work, friendships. I mean, and with as many gym memberships as I have, I'd be jacked if I just fixed my eating. I already know that, but I've got leave me alone. Well, I smoke the occasional cigar, and I love steak and lobster.
No, you earned it. You earned it. So I am the opposite. I'll eat steak and lobster. I'm a keto guy. You can. By the way, we went into this little Paris place that has these. What would we call them? They're like.
Paris baguette.
But they have these little toaster strudels. They're just like strudels.
They're like strudels, yeah.
But
and
I don't have
magical.
any sugar. Yeah, I didn't have any sugar, so I ate those. They were magical, like you said. 3 hours later, I'm in Kroger's, and I guess the insulin or something dropped, and my whole body broke out in a cold sweat, literally just like sweat everywhere, and I was like, oh, God.
He had a drop.
What in the world? I'm done.
Now, to say that he ate these gingerly would be just an outright lie. I walked into the store for something and came back out, and there was nothing left in his box.
But that's
he
the
had
way I
coffee yet. He inhaled these. So, yeah, no wonder you went diabetes.
I only have one speed, and it's wide open. Have you ever seen
clearly.
me on a bike? I don't know any other way. The reason why I drive that Jeep, and it's like...
Minivan.
Yeah. Because I putt-putt in that thing. I never speed in it. I just putt-putt. And that's why I won't get another fast car, because I don't know any other way. I drive or ride whatever vehicle it is for what it was intended for.
Oh, I can't let you in my car. I made that mistake with Garrett.
Yeah? Garrett drove your car?
Oh, man. He whipped it.
Really?
Sorry, Carly.
I never would have imagined.
Oh, man. I've never been more scared in my life.
Really?
Yes.
I never knew Garrett had
We
that
left
side.
the steamer, and he's like, let me try that thing. And
Did he have a buzz?
I was like, here you go. He was buzzing, and he drove it like he stole it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can relate to that, which is why I will not get on my bikes and drink. I won't go and hang out and drink, and I just won't do it.
That's why the Harley was a
tried.
gift to me for sobriety, because
Okay.
I would have killed myself.
I did the same thing.
I'll
I'll let you tell it, but I think I got my bike before you. I got my
You did.
500 as a gift to myself to reduce my alcohol consumption. And I thought, you know what? You need other hobbies because you don't. All we did was drink. The only thing we did was drink every day. It was the same group of people. We became the parking lot sots. We called ourselves during COVID because we couldn't go in the bar. They would bring alcohol outside. So we had like a little tailgate party. At the end of the day, we all showed up and we just talked about our day and, explored life. And I was miserable making all these dang videos, and I just had to drink to kind of get through it. And I renamed it to the parking lot sots. And eventually I thought, no, I can't keep doing this. So I bought the bike.
Right.
As a substitute, but that didn't last forever. I kind of got bored riding it.
Well, I mean, we both have that kind of personality, which is why I can't stick to one gym. I got to work out here. I got to work out there.
So I bought
do this.
2 other bikes.
So you
I have
bought more
I have
bikes.
a garage full of bikes.
Yeah, and I mean, I traded up and I would trick it out and do everything I could and learned, and then I got it to exactly where I wanted it, and then I needed a bigger bike, and then I kept doing the same thing. And all my friends want to convince me to do more. There's never enough, and with Harley, you could do anything you want forever. But I said to myself, if I could make it a year, I'm safe to jump on this bike and not make dumb decisions. And then the bike became my therapy and my that's the adrenaline rush. That's the throttle therapy. And it made not wanting alcohol even easier. It's just, that bike is part of my toolbox.
I believe that. And you are actually way more religious about riding than anyone else I know. Maybe Paul Jones rides. I think he has 1 million miles.
No. Paul Jones rides every day through storms uphill.
It's crazy.
But
you ride for fun. He rides for and I'm sure it's for fun, but he's just a dedicated rider.
Yeah.
People like you and I, we just get out because we feel like we need it. Right. And but you do it way more.
I'm more than a weekend warrior, and I used to be terrified of the weather until inevitably it happened, and you get rained on. And you're freezing, holding on to handlebars. You've been there. Mm-hmm. If it's 40 degrees or higher, I'm riding. I've got heated gear. I've got everything that I need. I've got entirely too much. According to my friends, they're like, "Oh no, he got another Harley shirt. Like he really needed that one out of both my closets, busting at the seams of Harley gear. Sponsor me." But it's just, man, there's nothing more free. I have not found
a Jeep is the closest thing. A Jeep with no doors is you. And
I haven't even been in yours.
You haven't?
No.
I've never taken you on a loop?
Nope.
OMG.
Terrible friend announcing it here.
Huh. Well, let's make it happen. So I have loops that I do, and we end up in mountains and rivers, and it's so much fun.
My friend Jen has always had Jeeps. She's taken me in rides.
So the Jeep is this. It's similar to the motorcycle. So you feel the barometric pressure change. You feel the temperature change 2 to 3 degrees. You notice in cities they hold heat. And you go 3, 4, 5 miles outside of the city, the concrete disappears, and you feel the temperature drop 12 degrees at night. And it's amazing. And I don't ride much on a bike at night anymore just because there's so many deer. I don't want to die. And I don't ride slow enough to have a bike at night. I ride way too fast. But you know what I'm talking about. Have you experienced the difference in temperature differential?
Absolutely.
So the Jeep, you get the same experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Smells.
20 degrees cooler on a bike. No windshield.
Well, you're just talking about wind. I'm just talking about the heat from the planet.
No, absolutely. Yeah. If there are times where I've stopped at a red light for too long, when I had the Sportster, and it looked like I peed my pants when I got up, just because there's sweat on the jeans in between your legs. I'm like, I can't get up from this thing. Or now it's different on the bigger models, but let's say riding from middle of Murfreesboro, and then I'll take Old Nashville Highway past Battlefield into Smyrna, and there's a lot more trees, and it's just concrete, and you can feel that temperature just but it's beautiful. I mean, you want to wake up. I mean, I'm a coffee guy. I know you're a coffee guy. I'm
still drinking coffee.
I don't know how you're doing that, but I love coffee. But a quick, cool ride from my place to work, there's nothing better. I am awake. I am refreshed. It's like going in a cryo chamber. And one of those recovery chambers, and you come out, and man, I could run a marathon after that. You're like, yeah. I get excited even just talking about it. That's how much I love it.
I used to do it all the time. I don't anymore. I bought a bike recently. I haven't even ridden it yet. A dirt bike.
You know how you fix that? You jump on it.
Yeah, well, it's not meant for around here. I'd have to haul it somewhere. I actually bought it to let my kid get the experience because I feel like if he gets expensive hobbies, that's a good reason to go make more money.
Motivation.
And it works. That's how I did it.
But, to fix your problem, if only you had a buddy with a motorcycle that would hand you the keys.
I can't. I have to. So this is what I'm doing. I'm getting a Harley this winter at a reasonable price, and then I'm selling the one that's going to kill me. It's funny. The 890 Duke I've never wrecked. The 500, I've broken 9 bones on that bike. I've broken 9 bones.
I hate to laugh. I've seen the video.
The 500 is like, it's not a fast bike. It goes a little over 100 miles an hour, but it's a stunts. The 890, if I wreck it, it'll be death because it's 150. So
you need a nice cruiser. We're at a different place, man.
Because it's no fun. So like I said, you got to ride it for what it was intended for. The 890 is not meant to go slow. It's uncomfortable going straight. You have to be in curves and constantly moving your butt. Otherwise, you just start to cramp.
Of course.
Up.
Yeah. No, I like the sound. I like the roar. I want to be loud. I like go slow, look cool, baby. Even if it's in my own head.
Yeah.
Like that's
do look cool.
In my head, my hair's flowing. I'm Al Bundy in that episode where he's just like, he's drinking, he's eating chicken, he's modeling, he's doing all this. Like it's heaven on earth, man. I'm not worried about anything when I'm riding.
The 890, I have backpacks. I still ride it aggressively. I still ride wheelies. I still do all the fun stuff. Take them to the dragon, ride like a maniac. And don't get me wrong, it's fun. But I have to not only support the G-forces of when I'm stopping. And when I say stopping, like on a front tire type.
Right.
Insane G-forces. And you put that extra weight on there, I have to hold their body weight off of me as well. And they have no idea that literally their 100 pounds of torso weight I'm supporting with my arms.
Okay.
And I thought, this is dumb. Let's just cruise.
I've never had a backpack. I can't even compare. Until I know that I am a very good rider, I'm not doing that.
I love the fact that you're not overconfident in your ability because too many people are.
We have enough to worry about on the roads in Murfreesboro with good weather. These drivers are terrible. So not only, you know why I don't think about my problems? Because I'm trying to stay alive and enjoy the ride. Because you've got to have eyeballs all over the place.
I was so fortunate that I did not realize growing up in dirt and single track, like enduro, very hard, aggressive riding was such a benefit to me because there's a tree on every turn. And it made me such a good rider for the road, and I never could have imagined that transition. And then I find out some of the best riders came from dirt to street. There's something that switches in your brain. I ride aggressive even on the road. I'm never going to be passed by a car because I'm at risk. So I'm constantly passing. I'm not riding like a maniac.
But you're
all
supposed
the
to
time.
do that. You're supposed to,
I didn't know
be
that.
just ahead
it was
of traffic.
An instinct. And so I ride very aggressively because it keeps me alert. I think it's the complacency. I always tell people, you don't die the first 4 or 5 times you do something. It's the 500th time. It's when you're comfortable.
100%.
And I am never so-called comfortable on a bike.
Yeah.
I expect everyone is trying to kill me, whether they know it or not. And that's why I'm very polite. If people make mistakes, I had already anticipated them pulling out. I was so prepared for it before it ever happened. I'm just always thinking, they're about to pull out. But I can go fast, and people think, what if they swerve into your lane? I don't think you understand how inertia works. You can't just lane switch. Like that, it takes time. The car will roll. You'll see a body. If somebody swerves fast, there's a moment before it happens, unless it's a Corvette, maybe. But people don't lane switch. People don't switch lanes.
Watch the front tires. I mean, I've had great people teach me. I was very apprehensive. I mean, getting into motorcycling at 40, everybody thought I was nuts. But, Mike Gamber, Richard over at Harley Davidson, these guys took time out of their very busy schedules to come ride with me, and they'd stay in parking lots with me. And Richard would say that I was the only one that would actually turn the handlebars without leaning and actually make the turn. He goes, I don't know if you're just strong or what happened. How did you not lean that thing? And I got on his big bike, and I'm sitting in the back, and this dude,
did he make you lean?
Man, I could have touched the ground with my hands. And I'm holding on for dear life, butt cheeks clenched. I'm like, oh, man, this is crazy. And it still took me a long time.
Have you gotten over that?
I've gotten over it.
Okay, good.
But I think that there has to be a healthy respect. And whether you call it excitement or a little bit of nervousness, that keeps you alive and it keeps you in it.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, like you said, complacency gets you killed.
Well, okay, this
if
is what I've
I'm
learned.
beyond comfortable,
Yep.
then you're no longer aware.
Where people get killed is exceeding their skill limit.
Absolutely.
So you have a threshold. And so when I ride aggressive with a group of people, we always tell ourselves we're really riding about 80% of our ability. That's on the edge. I need 20% for emergencies because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Something's going to fall off a
Escape
truck.
route, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm riding at 100%, I'm going to die. There's no question. Once I feel nervousness, I've exceeded my threshold. So I always try to keep it below my ability, and that way I've got that 20% cushion no matter what happens. But yeah, I do not like to ride past that point because I start getting nervous and I just back off.
Ride your
and
ride,
we're
man.
really good about
Yeah.
falling back and just slowing down. You have an oh shit moment, you just fall back, calm down.
I have no problem with, oh, you guys are going to go ride fast and do your thing? I'll see you there.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it is
smart.
no problem. I'm not trying to impress anyone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay alive so I can ride some more.
I love your attitude towards
And-
it because so many people have this false confidence. They're trying to, that's the ones that die, the ones that are in denial.
I mean, there's people that do some really cool stuff, man.
But
I'm
they
not that
earned
guy.
it. They
You
earned
know,
it
they-
through
yeah.
years and years and years, these stunts. And it's not something you just start out
Yeah,
doing.
some of these
There's
young
a
guys
lot
that
of
do
crashes.
Stunt shows have been on them since they were little kids.
Yeah.
You know, like they could barely walk, but they could go vroom.
Yeah.
And I'm not that.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
know, it's every aspect of life. If you see some of these tribes that grow up in trees, right? They're not worried about children falling. It's just the level of confidence they have
Right.
because it's what they've been
Right.
surrounded by. To us, that's insane. But the reality is that we're pretty amazing creatures once you're confident in that ability.
but stay in your lane.
It's when you second guess
Yeah.
yourself is when you go into fight or flight mode and that prefrontal cortex gets severed when cortisol happens. What is your go-to when, like, we don't hit the brakes in an emergency. That happens organically, and people get target fixation. That's why people are dying, and you can't describe target fixation unless you've survived it a handful of times. And it started happening to me when I started riding. So I was really fast as long as I was out front. It was when I was in third position and fifth. Like if I was not right up front,
You're just locked in on the guy in front of you.
Yeah, I started noticing I was watching the bike in front of me. And it started freaking me out. And I started just saying, hold up, something's not right. And then my friends tell me, oh, that's called target fixation.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I was a good rider, but I had never experienced that until it happened.
Right.
And it was something that I had to learn to, I don't know if you can control, but you just practice. It just took
It's
practice.
It happens.
And
I've caught
looking
myself
through the
doing
bike,
it.
looking through the corner.
Looking through the turns, looking ahead.
Forget that the bike is there.
Yeah. And it's happened where I've
done it.
had a close call and I'm like, whoa, had I not realized it and slowed down, I would have just gone right into that person in front of me.
The reality is, it's that makes you a better rider. The saying,
Absolutely.
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger
Yep.
is so true. It's in every aspect of life.
But riding your ride is also having the ability to say no confidently.
Yeah.
Because I was really nervous about riding with groups. Just because I was thinking about the overarching thing of it. I'm like, what position? Where do I go? Are we staggered?
Overthinking.
Hand signals, this, that, and the other. The only one I should have cared about was that one, but which means it's for police.
Yeah.
But not that we're doing anything illegal. But just overthinking it. So I was like, I always want to be in the back. Just leave me alone. I'm not doing this aggressive thing. I want to chill out, enjoy. I got my cameras on. Let me get some 360 footage. Let's enjoy life. And I don't know why I was so worked up, only to realize I hate riding in groups. I would rather ride with 3 or 4 or 5 people that I trust. Very small groups. Mm-hmm. Don't put me in a big,
yeah, that's the way I ride.
I don't like it. Mm-hmm. It's not fun, and even with Hog, I'm like, guys, I love you. Sometimes I'll jump in the back to record from the back, but I don't enjoy large group rides.
I've never been on one.
It would be an experience for you. You would, honestly, I think you'd be bored.
Well, oh yeah, I couldn't stand it.
You'd be bored. And they have to be so perfectly organized because then you have the slinky effect in traffic.
I'll never do it.
It's crazy.
I'm an anti-conformist. I'm an anti-group. I don't want to fit. I'm not associated with any particular group anywhere. I don't want to be a part of a club. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
There's something inside of me that does not. I'm like, I'm going to do my own thing. Although I will say that I made 3 amazing friends riding together. We don't ride anymore. It's all kind of broke up. One moved to East Tennessee. We just don't hang out anymore. And that's another reason I don't ride anymore. And I'm kind of glad because it was only a matter of time. The four of us together, it narrowed down to three of us. When we rode together, it was never casual. We did not know how, but we were always practicing for the dragon. And we got really good. But we had a few close calls, and I thought, it's only a matter of time. We were not good for each other when it came to casual riding. And that's another reason. And it's just not fun to ride by myself all the time. I don't like to ride mindlessly. I like to get an idea of where I want to go and eat. I want to go someplace and eat and ride back. It's just not fun for me to
But it's
do
also
otherwise.
fun to just jump on and go with zero plan.
I think I would like to experience that. We'll see. We'll find out. You'll be the
Let's
first
go,
person
man.
I ride with.
Come on.
I'll get one this winter. Okay. Listen, we're going to be talking about Harleys all night. What do you think about talking about relationships?
Oh, I don't know that I want to go to that one.
And the world out there these days. I was thinking about this. I have two things that I'm dying to talk about. Number one, tip culture, out of hand. And I wanted to think about relationships and what I observe when I click on, Facebook has recommended friends.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to judge anyone, but I'm very fascinated with the amount of people that seemingly leave the door open, just cracked. I don't know what it is. And you would never know if this person is in a relationship or not. It feels like a dating site is what it feels like.
Well, I mean, they have Facebook dating.
No, I just feel like regular Facebook is a dating site.
No,
when
I think people open themselves up.
That's
to
what
that.
I'm saying.
Like you're saying,
it's
that
shocking
open door.
to me that when I see someone that I think is attractive, of course I'm going to click on it. It's a recommended friend. And I have to dig deep to determine whether or not this person is single. And I think, this happens so often. I think, wow. So I have found that I'm proud of people that it's very obvious. Maybe if it's not in the profile, on the background, it is very obvious. I have a spouse. I am taken.
Right.
And I just have another level.
But you get to
of
the
respect.
other extreme of that where you have the joint Facebook with your
I have
significant
no problem
other.
with it. I have no problem with it.
That's a different. If I can't trust you enough, no.
Man, I don't think it's about trust.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it's about trust. I think there's something about just opening. You know what I mean? It's like inviting. I don't know. I don't have it figured out yet, and that's why I'm not judging. I just have been observing social media and couples in social media, and far too often it looks like these people are single.
Well, aside from opportunity, which they're always leaving the door, the world of instant gratification. Nobody fights for anything. Nobody digs deep. The minute we have a disagreement, it's easier to ghost you and go to the next app because there's a million other people, especially for women. I mean, it's a lot harder for guys. Women have every option in the world when it comes to dating. Yeah. But in the social media culture where everybody's looking for follows and stuff, are you going to follow, is the woman with the husband and the kids in the profile picture going to have 10 million followers? Or is it the single girl looking cute doing something? They know what they're doing, and I'm not judging it because there's fitness accounts and bodybuilding accounts and this and that, gymnastic accounts. And dudes just follow it because it's a pretty girl. But that same formula is being, they're taking that to Joni down the street. She's like, well, nobody's going to follow me if I'm not showing my boobs.
So there's a girl that I made friends with at one of these, it wasn't a rally. It was a biker event concert. And she was bartending next door. What was her name? Very beautiful girl. Very provocative. She makes her living off of being a model.
Yeah.
But if you go to her Facebook or Instagram, within one click away, you see her husband. He is very prominent.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And she has, 10,000 followers. She just makes it clear that, no, I'm taken. Yep. Yeah. You can admire whatever, but I am definitely taken. And she makes her living from writing articles for biker magazines.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Super cool.
The other extreme of that is somebody that's like, oh, it's back day. But the picture's them in a bra.
Let's just say that you are not trying to get social media followers. I'm just talking about normal, everyday people. You would never know that they were in a relationship. You'd have to dig really deep. And it's surprising to me. I think, what is happening in our world, man? Relationships are so fragile and on the edge, and
it's not fragile. There's
crazy.
Endless options.
I know it. We live in a life of abundance, and people are afraid to shut the door on that. Well, what if this doesn't work?
Everyone's looking for the next best thing. The grass is always greener on the other side instead of watering what you have. Plain and simple.
It makes me feel Like I'm like, well, why do I even like? I don't know. I'm not cynical towards relationship. You know, I'm always going to have hope that there's a partner out there for me.
We're not meant to be alone.
We're not meant to be alone, so I surround myself with everyone. If I'm
Guilty.
being honest,
Guilty.
But I am so nervous. Okay, so I've met multiple potential partners, and when it came down to it, I realized I'm just an avoidant. At the end of the day, I could really, really care about someone, but at the end of the day, one glitch, one mistake. Deuces, I'm out.
Well,
Bye.
you just described the dating culture today.
Yep.
Oh my God, he doesn't like cats, or he likes that kind of music. Maybe this guy will like this kind of music. Like it's that petty.
Well, I'm not. I haven't even experienced that. I'm just experiencing like a girl would make one, like, you know, just something like just made me second guess. Oh, is she really interested? I'm not going to let myself get. I'm just terrified. And now I'm practicing. This is where
Sure.
I realize there's 3 levels to authenticity, and that's being honest, transparent, and the vulnerable part I've been struggling with. And the vulnerability is risking being hurt. And I think that's what I have to start practicing. I have to
Agreed.
start practicing allowing this person to have an opportunity to hurt me, because I realize what I think I'm doing is making whoever, I'm making them I'm assuming, because no one's talked to me about it. I just have to imagine. I think I may make them think that I'm just not that interested, because literally, I got a
Now
text.
you're
recently-
overthinking.
Literally, yeah. I overthink everything. This one girl I was talking to, she said, "Thank you, dear." Like, I had a wonderful experience with this individual, multiple dates. Like, I was convinced this girl is probably right for me. And the last message I received from her was, "Thank you, dear." And I never responded.
Because
she didn't respond
deer
either.
threw you out.
Yeah, I thought, why would she say dear? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Like grandma calls you dear.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And that was a month and a half ago. I haven't heard from her either. So I'm thinking, well,
Yeah,
I'm right.
but also she sent the last message, and then you didn't respond to it.
No.
Which she may have intended as, I mean, obviously, thank you, dear, is kind.
Yeah, in my mind.
So you said
this is
nothing.
a
That was
friend-
the end of conversation. In your mind, you got friend zoned.
In my mind, I got friend zone.
Now, in her world, what if you ghosted her?
Yeah.
In her world, you were like, oh,
well,
he's just
culturally,
not.
we're very different.
Yeah.
And I thought through everything to a point that I thought, you may have ghosted her. I'm not sure. But at the same time, I'm okay with that because I'm not getting hurt.
Yeah, I think, some people, everyone handles trauma differently.
Yeah.
It's
trauma.
I've
at the end of
recently
the day.
met some people that, I mean, we all have them, but everything's the end of the world. A bad day at work
No, I
is
don't
the
have
end of the
any of
world. They got cut off. This was the worst day of their life, that kind of thing. There's such a victim mentality. There's always something to complain about. With that aside, vulnerability is where it's at. No risk, no reward, right?
Yep.
You have to be open. I would have been the last person to be vulnerable. Therapy helped a
How's
lot
that
of
going?
that.
Have you been more vulnerable lately?
I have absolutely been
Have you
vulnerable.
put yourselves, have you been hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much
Then
so.
that means you've been vulnerable.
Very much so.
I've been hurt too.
And confused
I've
and,
been that too.
misunderstood and have misunderstood things. But I think sometimes that it's important to go through that. There's a lesson in all of it, right?
Yeah.
And then you survive it. I mean, my boss always says that, you've survived the worst day of your life all the way up to now. Mm-hmm. So how many worst days of your life have you had? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I, at the end of the day, I know that I've just been a chicken shit. It's like something that I'm trying to overcome, like that being vulnerable is something I've latched onto, and I'm going to do better once I find someone worthy of being vulnerable too.
But there's so many different ways of practicing that. When, I know we come back to this, but my big vulnerability has been coming out so publicly about my sobriety and my issues. When I first, I got a DUI and I threw money at it and hit it and Ubered because I was responsible, right? When I finally woke up from all this and it was like, oh, you didn't really learn anything, did you? My way of being accountable, helping other people, and being vulnerable was telling it to the entire world publicly.
I agree with you.
And did that cause fear, anxiety, nervousness, judgment, loss of friendships? Boy, did I learn real quick. I would do it all over again tomorrow.
There's levels to this. There was a phenomenon that I noticed. I started making videos because everybody was doing videos for other people, and they're like, man, you should be on camera. I was like, I don't do that. I work in the shadows. I'm behind the camera. But I told myself, if I ever do it, you have to be the most authentic version of yourself. You have to be you, vulnerable. And I started producing these videos of me overcoming my fears.
Yeah.
Talking publicly about my fears. And what happened was, I realized I became vulnerable to the world, and the world became vulnerable to me. Me putting my testimony out the other day.
Yes.
Can't tell you how many people private messaged me,
Yes.
which I'm so grateful for that. But I thought, wow, I wonder if somebody could have read that in the comments, they could have identified with it. But we don't even want to be vulnerable there. Like, we don't even want to put our comments in comments.
But don't forget, they're at a place that you were at. You know, how many messages do I get? People asking me how to stop drinking. Mm-hmm. And they're at all different levels.
A lighthouse.
You know, I saw that coming in. I love that. Mm-hmm. People would message me sometimes on Sunday or Monday morning, right? So I already know what's happening. They're hungover. Something bad happened over the weekend, and they're in that remorse stage. Mm-hmm. So, hey, what'd you do? What advice can you give me? Where can I go? And I would give them that advice, and then they'd disappear for 2 days. And then they'd be like, hey, man, I changed my mind. I was just having a bad moment. Cool. God bless. If you change your mind and you reach that spot again, my door's always open. No judgment. Cool. I'd have other people that would reach out sincerely for help, disappear, and they'd see me in the street and they'd cross. And I'm like,
no. Shame. They feel shame.
And they felt
it's not
shame.
Personal.
Yeah. No, I don't take it personal at all. Because how many times did I justify and try to do stuff? Only beer, only dark liquor, only white liquor, only wine, blah, blah, blah. I went through all of that crap. So I totally understand it. I'm not going to chase you down and be like, you reached out to me to be sober. Like, I'm dragging you to an inpatient. That's not the way it works. Like, you learn when you learn. It happens when you want it to happen.
And luckily, if you're lucky, you get to experience it before something tragic happens.
God willing.
Yeah.
Because it could happen to all of us. And the laws are crazy here, man. Like, DUIs are no joke, especially in Rutherford County. And God forbid you kill someone, man. You got to live with that for the rest of your life. Yeah. And if you survive it, you're living with that for the rest of your life in jail.
Yeah.
So just going back to that, people would private message me, and maybe, just for round numbers, not saying anything, but if 20 people message me, 2 of them might come back and pursue something. And maybe one of those is like, you know what, this is my time. And I don't care if it was 3,002. If it changes one person's life, awesome, dude. And at least the seed is planted in all those other people. Same thing. Listen, I used to be super strong, silent type. Let's go with Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, and all that. Therapy helps. Vulnerability helps. People understand you better. You understand yourself better, whether it's an addiction or feelings or dating or whatever it is that you're tied up about, whatever you're in knots about, whatever you're afraid of. Man,
confess. That's vulnerability.
Confess.
So we're talking about vulnerability, but there's a spectrum that vulnerability exists on. We're talking about publicly. It's easier for me to be public with the world about my vulnerability, my things. But a human being, a potential partner that has the capacity to crush your heart, that's a different level of vulnerability. And I'm not saying you can relate. I'm just saying that I have been weak. Like, I put myself in positions that I never have to be vulnerable. I've done that my whole life, and I was really good at it. Yes, very strategic. Yeah. Very strategic. I never put myself in a position that I can be rejected. And I recognize that as a weakness, and I recognize it's something that I truly, and we all, young men, it's women and men are different species when it comes to this, and I fully understand why young men, this is their greatest fear. Young men will ride wheelies at 130, 140 miles an hour, zero fear. Walk up to a girl and say hello, you're talking about death. Yeah. Death, ego death. You know what I mean? Yeah. So these degrees of vulnerability are different. But that's the one I want to kill. I want to kill that part of me that is nervous about rejection. That's got to be the scariest thing. I admire people so much that have no fear of rejection. Do they not? I don't know. I'm not in their mind, but I've never been that guy. And I'm fascinated by that. I'm fascinated by the amount of power it has over me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but it's the reason why I don't think I've ever had a relationship work, because I was never going to put myself in a position that even in the relationship, you're not going to hurt me. Oh, is this the way it is? Well, okay, well, I just want to wish you the best, SLB, and I'm gone because I don't know. I don't have it figured out. I'm just trying to say that it's a complicated thing that even the people that I date and am friends with, we'll talk about these things when we're not in a relationship and both agree, no, we're runners. We run. The second we feel something's off, boom, out. You're not going to hurt me. And I realize if I don't get over this, and I think that's where a relationship with Christ, a relationship with God, where I'm not depending on someone else to love me, I've got that part covered, right? I have a relationship with him.
Right.
And I told myself, the last girl I had dated, and we had just been talking like the idea of dating again, I said, I'll never do it again on my own. I've built every system possible to make this happen. I have an hourglass system that it's crazy. The systems I've come up with to try to communicate and be vulnerable in these strategic moments. And I realized I'm an idiot. I've been trying to do this on my own. I cannot do it. I am a human being.
Right.
I have to have a covenant with God. I am not even going into a partnership with another human being of any kind. A friendship's different, but I'm talking about I'll never go in business with somebody and I'll never go into another relationship without God at the center. And I literally texted that. I said, I'll never be in another relationship with you or anyone else unless God is at the center. It has to be rooted in something real, or the same thing is going to keep happening. And for me, I feel invincible with that mindset.
You've transformed since that. I had the pleasure of being at your baptism.
Yeah.
And just seeing you come out of the water. You were already different.
Yeah.
But when you're seeking to please God instead of people here on earth, and you're not seeking validation, that's what we get caught up. At the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, right? Oh, yeah. I want that one person. I want that person, but I need to post this so that I get all those likes because I get the validation from that. Or when I walk up down the street, I want everybody to do this. It's all vanity, and it's all, and we all have it. It's okay. You can take pride in yourself, 100%. But can you be in a relationship if you are incapable of being alone? Are you uncomfortable with yourself? Is it loneliness, or is it solitude? Is it validation? Like, do I need that? Can I be with you? Are you going to give me enough validation to fill the hole that 9,000 likes gives me, or this, that, or the other? And that's the problem. Like, people are seeking validation and seeking to please the wrong little g gods.
You're 1,000% right. And I realized if I do this, if I have a covenant with someone and God at the center, it doesn't matter what I think anymore. I can just say, listen, I have to honor his crown, not my crown. And not to use God as a scapegoat, but if I literally just say, I'm sorry, this is right and wrong. It's not even about what I want anymore. I'm going to follow this path because it's the right thing, not because it's what I feel so much. Yeah. And it's still complicated. I'm obviously not in a relationship to practice this, but the confidence that I have I said, I want someone that I can pray with. I've never prayed with anybody in my entire life. The concept of that seems so foreign and terrifying, but I know it's the only way.
But you're already
rather
practicing.
Than arguing, I'm talking about this publicly without, before we argue over something, let's truly sit down and pray about it. Like, express yourself. And I haven't had an opportunity to experience it, but I see people that do. And I see people that have a relationship with God rooted in their marriage, because that's what their marriage is supposed to be.
Yes.
We do it in front of God for that reason, but we never use him. He wants to be used. Yeah. And this is a massive problem for me. I've been writing about it.
Okay.
I can't figure it out. I have been, I wouldn't say programmed. I was raised in a way to be independent from my mother. She never wanted us to be burdens on anyone. She has so much pride. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's on a level that it's almost embarrassing to describe. I caught her doing it to my nephew, and I was like, you've done that to me my whole life. And my mom's like, what are you talking about? Sweetest woman on the planet. But at the same time, she never wanted us to be burdens on anyone else. Never asked for anything. Well, it messed me up to where I don't know how to ask for a favor. I'm there to help everyone. But I get a phone call from a girl at church the other day wanting to follow up with me because I filled out one of the cards, and it was a pleasure talking to her. And she was like, at the end of it, she goes, do you mind if I pray for you? And my first instinct was like, no, don't worry about it. And I stopped myself. I said, you know what? I have a bad habit of telling everyone, no, don't worry about it because I don't want to be a burden. And I said,
Right.
you know what? I would love for you to pray for me. I just wanted to know what that felt like.
Yeah.
And I had a friend one time that I asked for him to pray for me, but I was in a really dark place. Jeremy, that was a lot of help. That was 3-4 years ago, and it's really changed my life in a lot of ways. 5 years ago? I don't even know. But for me to ask for help would just almost be impossible. And it goes into my relationship with God. I have realized I've never asked God for anything. I have asked him to remove people from my life. Several times, hey, if this person isn't right for me, I pray that you remove them from my life. This is before I was even baptized. This is like something I've been practicing over the last year. And then it occurred to me, none of my prayers get answered. These people just keep coming back. And I think to myself, what does that mean? Are they right for me? Let's just say a potential partner. And then it hit me. I thought, no, you need to be responsible enough and have the strength to say, I'm sorry, but I don't want you in my life anymore. I'm leaving the door cracked open by answering the text. I feel weak if I imagine blocking these people.
Sure.
I feel like you don't have the strength to say, I'm sorry, no thank you. So I'm struggling, and I told myself, oh my God, God's not going to answer these prayers. And at the same time, I'm asking him, I have no problem to ask him for that, but I can't ask him to provide, like I don't know how to even ask. And I've been praying about that. And I've been researching. I have an inherent issue that I'm trying to overcome.
You're
Sorry
very
that was so long.
self-aware about it. No, that's totally okay. I've got a lot to come back with on this.
Okay, good.
Okay. First of all, not praying to God for something, you're ahead of a lot of Christians because for the most part, maybe not even on purpose, it's just human nature. What do we pray for? We pray when we're in trouble. We pray when we need something. God, help me get that girl. God, I need to make more money. Help me get that promotion. I really want that car. I really want, it's never, let me sit back. It's always a one-way street communication, which is why God has to slow us down sometimes so that we listen. I got hit in the face with a brick because I just wouldn't listen to him. And then sometimes we try to manipulate what he says to fit our narrative. You've got to slow down and listen. And what you said about these people coming back into your life, God may have very well answered your prayers, but he's expecting you to do your part, right? So there's this story I heard a long time ago about a man who was on a roof during a flood, and he's praying to God to save him. And a rescue boat comes by, and they're like, come on in, sir, we've got you. God's got this. Yeah. There was one or two other things, and then they send a helicopter. God's got this. The man dies in the flood. Gets up to the pearly gates, and he's like, God, what happened? Like, I prayed to you to save me. And he said, I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. Mm-hmm. You've got to help yourself. You have to do your part.
Yep.
And then there's those little moments, that little voice, that feeling, discernment, the Spirit. God, if somebody doesn't sit right with you for some reason, nothing where like, I don't like the way his hair looks, or he's got a better hairline than me, so I'm upset. You know what I'm talking about, that deep feeling that says there's something wrong here. And it's your job to get out of Dodge. There's this.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. We have the same power with people in our lives. I can wish you well, genuinely. But that doesn't mean I need to invite you into my everyday life, right? There's people that I love in my life that I wish very well. I love them from over there.
Yeah, I'm gifted at that. That's my whole SLB philosophy.
But when you choose, because you just admitted that these people come back, right?
A month goes around. Oh, yeah, because they didn't do anything wrong. They check in. Hey, how you doing? I missed you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind, and then they're back.
Yeah. They always come back. Everyone comes back because I never end things in a negative way. I'm like, all right, well, have a good one. You know what I mean? But in my mind, I'm thinking, until next time, so long. I've changed that phrase, by the way, to so long, friends. But I've realized they don't belong to me. It was just my turn. That's how I see life. Anytime someone's in my life, I'm not upset when they feel like they need something different. I'm okay with it. It hurts. It's not fun, but I don't guilt people. Well, where'd you go? I never do that to anybody. I just kind of go distant. I process. I get over it, and I become stronger each time. But I tend to allow people to come back too easily. I have too much grace when it comes to this. I don't say, you know what, you're too inconsistent for me. You know what I mean? I want to wish you the best. But when I do that, every time I say, listen, I don't want this, well, then they fight 10 times harder. And I'm like, hold on, what's real here, man? People only want what they can't have. This ain't real. This is not real. Anytime I push you away, you're fighting to get back in.
Yes.
And it's so funny to me that I know these principles. I know all of this. I coach so many people when it comes to relationships because I know what people are wanting.
Right.
And it goes back to that validation. They're wanting to see if they can still get back in. They think it's love.
And they want to be the one to walk away because the one who walks away is the one who has the power in this
But the reality
scenario.
is it doesn't matter what you think, believe, or know. It does not matter what you know. What matters is what you feel. And somehow or another, my feelings override my logical system, and I think, maybe it's different this time. Maybe it's different this time.
And that's kindness and having a good heart. No. Don't beat yourself up over that. I think it's about emotional intelligence, man. Like, you have to be able to not be completely led by your feelings. There are some people that shoot from the hip. You made me feel this way, so I'm going to attack. Slow down and take a breath, right? And I'm guilty of all of these things. Like, I have to put this into practice myself all the time. But it's this, you can outgrow a person and still love them.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. It's not like I'm allowing them to come back, but I'm giving them the chance. And then I'm a rock hard. I'm like, I don't make it easy. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I'm just kind of over. I don't know. It's hard. It's so personal. I can't be too public about it. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's so many
lines.
elements that I can't really talk about. But I'm just seeing it as is it a weakness inside of myself?
No. To have a good heart is not a weakness.
I don't even know if it's a good heart. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what
because
it is.
we live in a world that
it's desire.
makes heart
It's desire.
callous.
Well, it's desire too. And at the same time, I don't have it figured out. But it's fun. It's made me such a strong person. Like, I'm not upset about any of the hard times that I've went through. I am gifted at allowing hard times in my life, and it makes me so strong. And I realize the sensation of having God truly present in your life, for me, three things happen. I feel peace, I feel joy, and I feel clarity. But it's only for a moment. It's gone if I don't stay in the Word, if I don't read every day, and if I don't pray every day, which are two things that are so simple and difficult for me to hold on to. I tend to forget. I forget. I don't have the discipline, although I don't think it should. Part of me thinks it should come somewhat natural. I don't want to get into these patterns and routines.
Personal belief, there's a time for a formal prayer, a reverence.
I don't know how to do that.
But if that's not your relationship, man, talk to God. It's a conversation.
That's how I do
He
it.
loves you so much. He just wants to hear you call his name.
That's exactly
like,
what
that's all
God,
it is.
I haven't talked to you all day.
Yeah.
But I don't have a pattern or like a 7:00 prayer.
Right. And some people need that. Some people don't. Talk to him in the car. Do you know how often I pray on my ride to work?
Me to all them.
On the bike, in the car, in the shower, having a cup of coffee. Honestly,
It's new
man,
for me.
he doesn't care.
No.
He just goes, I love you, and you're talking to me. Let's go.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
so silly of us to even think about whether or not we're a burden. It's such a stupid thing.
And
to
how
think of.
minute we are in this vast expanse of a universe, yet he loves us with zero. It's incredible, man. It's humbling.
I just love the human experience because even the people that have their stuff together, they get to suffer too. The people that are closest with God get to suffer too. And it's part of being human. There is no way you get to avoid suffering. It's inevitable. If it's not here just yet, give it time. This too shall pass.
Yes.
Good and bad. This too shall pass. And I've convinced myself because I've understood Stoic principles. There's a lot of wonderful philosophy out there that I've studied that is somewhat absent from Christianity, very absent. But the fundamental core principles that you learn in Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius Meditations, is this too shall pass. You know what I mean? You learn that you're on your own to some degree, but with Christ, he will share that burden with you. So you're not on your own, but you get to suffer. It's inevitable.
Everyone, no one's immune.
Yeah.
The righteous
And that's
and
for
the
the rest
wicked,
of your
man,
life.
It happens.
But there's something beautiful about doing it with him. I don't feel so alone with him. I've always carried the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I never burden anyone with it. And now I'm starting to get the idea of but I see, I love the suffering. As crazy as that sounds, that's where I grow. It's those moments that happen. It's inevitable. I don't try to avoid them. I see the storm, and I run straight for it, and I get through it like that.
Smooth seas don't make for a skilled sailor, right?
No.
And we've come to such a place of comfort in this world, air conditioning and all this cool stuff that we have, that people are paying to suffer. You know,
Yeah.
Spartan
We backpack.
races. We
Yes.
backpack. High rocks.
Yes, because it
and all
makes
this,
it
these
sweeter,
gym classes,
sweeter.
because
Sweeter.
we're earning something.
Yes. Yes. We are
know?
designed to overcome difficult
Yes.
things. And if you don't have those in your life, you will create them in your mind, and it's called mental health. That's what it is. If it's in your mind, there's nothing, you'll never be able to overcome it. So you have to create situations that you can grow in. Difficult times.
That is, I always need a goal.
Yeah.
I always need a project. I always need the next step. I did High Rocks in Atlanta a couple months ago, and it was grueling, but it was awesome. Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, I did that. Now I'm doing one in Vegas in February with another friend. You know, Spartan races and rucking and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, man, back in the day, this was life. I'm over here paying a couple $100 to travel and do this for somebody to torture me. You know, you should see me at the gym or at CrossFit. Tell me to do a burpee and you're going to get a snarl. Like, but we're good. For the most part, I'm going to get down and do them. I'm trying to get better about those because that's my, you know, I hate them. You know, burpees hate you too, whatever. But it's suffering brings about character and resilience, and
important.
And I mean, do hard things in the morning. All my friends are like, "You're nuts getting up in the morning," or people that cold plunge early. I work out really early because that sets my day. There's the tone. And I mean, sometimes I get up way earlier than I want to. You know, if I'm up at 3 a.m., I'll lay there and I'll pray a little bit, and then I'm doing laundry, and then I'm cooking for the day, and I'm setting things up, and I'm jumping on my walking pad. I'm listening to a sermon. I'm doing something productive.
Yeah.
Because if I let it sit there, it's going to go a very bad way. You know, and I'm like annoyingly a morning person. I think, you know,
all my suffering has been trying to understand the humans. And we're motivated by relationships. At the end of the day, every single thing we do, whether it's the gym or job, it's to be as attractive as possible. And I am fascinated with the experience of two humans getting to know one another, and just the cycles of highs and lows. And Joy will be like, not again, Nathan. Not she's pretty much knows my personal life. And sometimes I don't tell because I'm like, I don't want to hear it from her right now. I know what I'm getting into. I'm setting myself up to go through another, few weeks of suffering. But golly, what I've learned from it, man, has made me so prepared for a real relationship because I've learned how to regulate my nervous system. Like, it's going to be okay. But it's not the end of the world.
But you can't treat all of them as preparation for the race. Eventually, you got to run your race.
Yeah, I just haven't found anyone that wants to run the race with me. Because I think my biggest problem is, I think this is my problem. I think this is why I struggle with relationships.
Okay. Because
I'm such a logical person. I think through everything on first principle thinking. And I can't expect the women I date to think the same way. I'm like, listen.
I'm going to call you out on this.
So listen, I try to explain when they say, what are you looking for in a relationship? I'm like, I've learned, keep my mouth shut and quit explaining to women. This is no offense to women, but we're a different species. I've always saw it like this. This is why we can communicate. We have this much overlap, right? Man, woman is 80% logical, 20%. Women are 80% emotional, 20% logical. Men are 80% logical, 20% emotional. And so we can kind of overlap. That 20% is what we see here.
Sure.
Right. That is wonderful. It's what makes us wonderful. I'm glad I'm not 80% emotional, That's on a spectrum, by the way. Some men are. No. But
you have no idea. Man,
there are feminine men and there are masculine women. So sometimes
even some of my own coworkers, I'm not going to call anybody out, but man, there are some high estrogen men out here.
Yes. Okay.
Let me tell you.
Maybe it's the water. I don't know. But I have determined recently that I need to quit explaining. There's no explanation needed. Just live the life. Be the lighthouse. And quit trying to help these women understand your logic because it's never going to make sense to them. Just like their emotion is never going to make sense to me. For instance, I thought they were all crazy, just like we all think. But I realized the way that they're trying to express their emotion is they're trying to get us to generate a feeling. They don't know this, I don't think. But I believe they're trying to get us to, I think they're trying to explain something in a way that we can feel what they feel. We're trying to explain it so they can understand what we understand. And I think that's where I'm going wrong. I'm trying to express myself with words that they will never resonate with. I just need to live a life and be like, no, that's not right. Or, you know what I mean? Just correct them when it's wrong or reward them when it's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to treat them like a child. I'm just saying that we're a different species and I don't know how to speak their language. I'm not an emotional guy when it comes to relationships. So I don't know how to do it. I'm a rock hard
I think you need to read the love languages or something.
No, I don't even know.
By the way, ladies, while he was mansplaining this, he cut me into this. I was at a family barbecue. I had nothing to do with this.
I'm not cutting this out.
I am not stepping into that one.
I'm not stepping. No, I'm not
teasing.
I'm
teasing. But you're right.
I need to quit explaining.
It needs to be. We over-explain the way we overthink.
Yes.
And yes, inherently,
it's a masculine trait.
Women are more emotional creatures than men.
Yep.
But
that's a wonderful thing.
But it is a wonderful thing. That's why they are mothers. That's why
they're also fortune tellers.
These beautiful things. They can see things. You know.
They're fortune tellers.
And you know, there's a difference between getting a hug from your mom.
Yeah.
You know, like you can feel the emotion in your mom's cooking. You could feel the love in just the smallest thing. Yeah. So we don't have that. We're tougher guys. We want what is now toxic masculinity. I think it's just, guys, it's plain old masculinity. Yeah. Be a man. Don't be misogynistic. Don't be cruel. But be men are meant to be men. There's a reason we were built this way. Yep. And I know that's unpopular. Sorry, unfollow us.
It's not unpopular.
But I think it's making a resurgence.
It is.
It's making a resurgence.
And you know why? Women are demanding it finally.
Yeah.
The feminist movement has swung
oversensitivity with these dudes. And I'm like, guys, like how many dudes I see now that like have their, they're going through menopause. Like for the love of God, man, like there's a difference between being vulnerable and then just being a whiny little bitch. Like
big difference.
Be vulnerable, be open, but also like buck up, Chuck, like you're a man.
Well, the feminist movement had good intentions, but if eventually it went too far, just like any good intention, the road to hell is paved with
good intentions.
Exactly. Yeah. And Disney took this. I watched Can't Buy Me Love in the 80s. All right. I thought that shit was real. I thought if I was a nice guy, I'd get the girl. No, it's nonsense. You really just got to own your shit.
I did a whole thing on that just recently. Like, that whole nice guys finish last. You know what?
So I think
if you're a nice guy, good luck if you finish it all. Be a good man.
There you go.
Don't be a nice guy.
So much. Yes.
Be a good man.
I don't trust nice people.
No, a nice guy wants to please everyone.
Thank you.
And part of this, I'll be honest, I took from Pastor Joby Martin.
Yeah.
Read his book like it's Act Like Men. He did a sermon on them, and I connected with him because I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what we need to hear, and people are afraid to say. It is, you can't please them all. Yep. So be a good person. Yep. Have a moral code. Men and women. Yeah. Like this goes for everybody, but there has to be a code. Be a good person.
I've been thinking about this for years.
Don't be a nice person.
I've been writing about this for years. And someone recently said, I said, what are you looking for? Not recently, a few years ago. What are you looking for? I want someone to be nice to me. And I was like, I can't do that. No. I'm not a nice guy at all. I have the capacity to be nice and like pick something up for you.
No, you have the capacity of kindness.
I'm going to get both. I can do both. I can be nice. I have the capacity for it, but I'm not inherently a nice guy. I have the capacity to be kind. I can do kind things, but I'm driven by being a good man, and a good man will always do the right thing, especially when it's hard. I will tell you the truth, even at the risk of losing this friendship, because I am a good man. I strive to be a good man. And I've had to explain this to a lot of people. There's a massive difference. Nice people, I do not trust. I tell this, I'm public about this. I don't trust nice people because I've learned that nice people are the ones that do dark things because they get tired of being taken advantage of to a point that they shoot up schools. A lot of nice people did those things because they were taught to be nice. Always be nice. No, they were not taught to be good. They weren't taught to tell the truth. And I've noticed nice people will compromise their values just to keep from making situations uncomfortable. And that's where we're going wrong. It's not about being nice. You can have the capacity for it, but that's not your responsibility. You have a responsibility of being honest and doing the right thing. And sometimes that's very uncomfortable.
That's right.
I've hurt Joy's feelings. I've hurt all my friends' feelings, my kids' feelings, because I have a responsibility to tell the truth. Because if I don't, I have to live with the shame of knowing I should have spoke up. And I will do that at the risk of losing every female in my life. My mother, my sisters, I've done it. I just say it how it is. I'm not trying to be mean. I have to be honest. Right now you're feeling these emotions, okay? And I have a responsibility. For instance, I was talking to a female friend of mine the other day. She had recently talked about having the rug pulled out from under her. She'd met someone new, and I was like, well, don't be so quick to jump back on that rug. Let's be cautious. I know these feelings are great. And she called me a pessimist, and I said, that's okay. I'm fine with that because right now you're experiencing this high. And as your friend, I just want to be honest. Do we know if he's a nice guy or a good guy? Because right now all I've seen is nice. Does he challenge you? Does he disagree with you? Does he stand up and represent his values, standards, morals, principles at the risk of even losing you? Because that is a good man. That is a good person. And so, yeah, I am strict on this.
Happens to all of us. I did it to you not too long ago.
I don't mind at all.
Not too long ago.
What'd you say?
And you were very accepted. There was someone you were seeing or starting to see that you were very, very excited, on fire about. And while I was happy for you in that,
we can end with this. We'll tell the story.
My suggestion, and I'll be very, very vague.
No, you can be blunt. I don't care.
Was just,
don't give names.
I think you need to be cautious here.
Remember that text I told you about?
Yes. And
I told you there was a cultural difference. I'm going to tell you, Carlos, I can't tell that part.
No, you got to be careful here. But we are that for one another is my point. Like I can be that for you. But there's a difference between coming out and being mean to somebody or just, hey man, let me make you think about something. Let me give you this perspective, and that ended up how it ended up. But
see, I think it's proof that she was not a spy. If she is, she's not a very good one.
I'm just going to say, they're
what
everywhere.
What an incredible experience I had with that girl. And, that's something I prayed about. I thought, because we are culturally wildly different. This girl had never heard an American song before. Like, literally. Went out multiple times and we're doing karaoke in the Jeep. Remember those lyrics? I'm you can sing a song. I mean, it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. Did a podcast together that you'll never see. Never released it. Matter of fact, that was her response to I sent the podcast to her for approval, and she told me what part that she wanted. I had said shit in the video. She said, for both of us, it's best that you remove that. I'm like, yeah, she loved the podcast. Yeah. And I was like, well, watch it on your trip, because she had to go overseas. And she said, okay, thanks, dear, because I sent it to her on her birthday. It was like a birthday present because we celebrated her birthday together. Long story short.
What a gift.
Never heard. She said, thanks, dear. Okay, thank you, dear.
Oh, this was thanks, dear?
Yes.
Yeah, you need to delete that number and block it is what you need to do. And by the way, if you're interested in that podcast, you could find it in Soviet Russia or China or any of our enemies that are spying on us.
Not true.
It's as close to a real life double agent as I've ever met in my life.
So, I'll never be able to tell this. There's so much to tell that I'll just have to take to my grave. On our first date, which I made sure she realized was a date. This is not work. I literally said that. She's sitting across from me. We're 4 hours into this date. Hadn't even ordered food yet. I'm having the time of my life, and I just stopped and said, you do realize this is a date, right? Come to find out, in her culture, that's not even an option. That's inappropriate.
Yeah,
I didn't know
you would need escorts and people with you.
No.
And honestly, what that was an interrogation.
No,
you just didn't realize it was a magical interrogation.
So this woman made me believe in myself in ways that no one else has had the capacity.
She hit you with that love potion number 9.
I don't know. I don't guess it. I guess I'd overestimated my own value in that. But I thought it was something, and it wasn't.
But you were on fire. I was
pretty excited. Well,
and I was trying to reel that in.
Well, she was trying to convince me to go public about my work, and I've never gone public. I'm starting to.
Should be very carefully addressed in public.
Well, how was I going to end that? But ultimately, this is what I wanted to tell you. So on the first date, she said, "Can I tell this?" I can't tell it.
Don't cross lines, man. I want to keep you around. If she sees this, you're going to get hit with like a poison pellet.
I don't want her to be mad at me. I don't want her to be mad at me. I'll never be able to release the podcast, but damn, it was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah.
If she ever does text me and say release it, y'all going to be like, oh, that was her? I was head over heels. I wasn't in love, but I was pretty vulnerable with her, I think. But not vulnerable enough to follow up and say, I hope your month and a half long trip's going well.
I think there was some infatuation there as well.
God, no. I got to tell you, I've never been attracted to someone from that culture before. I've never even considered it. But the way she spoke to me, the way she convinced me, Nathan, if you trust me. I'm like, I trust you.
Spoken like a spy. That's neuro-linguistic programming
Isn't this
right
fun?
there.
This is fun to have. I'm
This
glad
is
we
what
can-
it is. Like,
I'm glad I can talk about
you
it.
come across all kinds of things in life. Just be careful.
It was only 3 or 4 dates, so it really wasn't all that. But I was thinking, this is something. We've done planned it. We talked about going to Italy and taking a road trip. She's talking about having Thanksgiving
See,
with me.
You were on a date, and she was cultivating an asset. Okay.
Oh, I guess
This
that's
is-
a good place to end it.
No, it's
Carlos,
been fun.
thank you. I hope
No,
you become
thank
a
you for having
regular.
me. Please,
I
I'd
only
be
have
happy to.
I only have a handful of people that will be regulars. But man, we got so much we can unpack every time we do this. Well, listen,
It's fun.
Thank you so much. Until next time. So long.
Thank you,
friends.
everybody.
Oh my God. We went an hour and a half. That was so much fun.